worry about that, man. We ain't gonna worry about that. I don't want you to worry about it neither. No, I said I don't want you to worry about it neither, though. But we'll check it and make sure everything good. But everything is good though. Mm-hmm. Give me 1 second. Let me check my email and I'll let you know. Give me 1 second. I'm just gonna let you know. And I will let you know 1 second. Yep. Yep. Just waiting for it, man. I usually do at the 10-minute mark. Hey, I always tell people, man. Yep. But as long as they keep with those words that denote to slave, like, ain't worry about the wrong thing. Yep. Uh, on the college campus, I will. I usually like anything that I do on campus. I'll just come on my page and do to share with the general public. Right. Okay. Uh, it's doing the same thing it was doing the other day. Yeah. I said it's doing the same thing it was doing the other day when you checked everything. So, but I'm pulling some other stuff up now. Yep. I'm going. I'm on my YouTube and my Facebook page. Absolutely. No, not this semester. I won't. You can come on my live if you want to. Where y'all on campus? I'll tell you what. I'll pull up the GCU, my website on GCU. Yeah, for the students, and y'all can log on there. Give me 1 second. Give me 1 second, because I'm live now. I gotta pull it all up. Peace. Peace, everybody. Let me set this. I just gotta set my other streaming service up for some of the students on campus, because a lot of the college students, they don't like to be on the internet with everybody else because it'd be a lot of trolls on there. And so I keep the teachings for students that want to learn, because I have a big student following at GCU, at Arizona State, Arizona Christian University. And so I like to keep things professional and share with the public. So let me just set this up and give me a second, and we'll get to rocking and rolling after I let a couple people log on. So be patient with me. Be very, very patient. Yep. We're going to talk a little current event because it was brought up to me. And I'll show you how our attention span, a lot of grown misnomerated black people like ADHD. All they like is drama. And we're going to talk about that. Yep. Peace to everybody. Yep. Peace, peace, peace. Get the likes up, subscribe, tell your friends. We almost ready. Yep. Hello. I'm at home. I'm live now, just setting everything up, getting all everything set up. I usually start at the 10-minute mark. I try to let people log on. We at the what? Almost 6-minute mark. I'm getting ready to start. Tell him check his email. I sent everything to your email, so you shouldn't have a problem with it. And if your professor say something, I sent you the template for the APA format. Yeah, that's how you got to write all your papers on a graduate level. And I sent you the template. You got to open your GCU email, man. I told you, email me and correspond with me through the GCU email. Yeah. Mm-hmm. I got a couple of those documents for you. But it's we're 7 minutes in, everybody. Get prepared, get your pencils and your papers, get your questions ready. Y'all see the topic, and please keep it respectable. Please. If it's not respectable, I'm just gonna block it. I'm not even responding to trolls. I'm not even gonna waste my time responding to trolls or none of that. So everything that we talk about here can be looked up in peer-reviewed scholarly research, and I give you the scholarship for you can find it for yourself, and then I have it available for you. You know, if it's important to you, you can get it for small offerings. If not, that's fine. You know, but we asking everybody to keep it all respectable. I'm just waiting for my tea to get out too. Oh, that's pretty good. All right, I got a couple more minutes, y'all. Couple more minutes. Be patient. We getting ready to stop. You tell me that color don't matter, but still I refuse to take the picture off the wall in this dicritical world. They tell me it's paradise in the sky, but that's a lie. Just getting my notes together, y'all. Look at all those prophets die. Open eye. Let me get my theme song. I don't own the rights to this song. Ain't that what they be saying?
Give us the teaching of Marcus Garvey, Kebranicus means glory of kings. Give Iron Selassie and keep the images of lies for yourself. People without a vision perish like suicide. You tell me it's not about color, still refuse to take the picture off the wall.
Yeah.
All you do is trick the brothers and keep them confused. They don't know who to call on in this spiritual war. Now tell me of a paradise in the sky, but that's a lie. And now tell me I was born in sin and shaped in iniquity. When love created I. Look how many prophets tried to open our eyes. You can't fool me. Look how they're treating us. New millennium slavery. Hiding the chains and still beating us daily. Now we're mentally poisoned to fight with black skin. Bleaching at the inting, far out and far in. Sin, you tell me it's not about color, still you refuse. Take the picture out your boat. I know that's not how he looks. Push. All you do is trick the brothers and keep them confused. They don't know who to call on in this heretical war. Don't tell me of a paradise in the sky, and that's a lie. And not tell me I was born in sin and shaped in iniquity. When love created I. Look how many prophets tried to open our eyes. You can't fool me.
I just like that song. I just like that song. It means a lot to me. You know, get the vibrations up. But peace to everybody that took time out their day just to listen to little old me, to share my little bit of wisdom that was given to me. And I like to share with the world. This is my charity. What else should I be doing if this is my profession in my free time? No matter if I get paid for this in my profession, I'm going to always use my social media and my platform. But yesterday I spoke on a couple of topics. I spoke on an ancient document, the Willie Lynch document that cost thousands of dollars, which we have available. We also talked about the Wilmington White Man Constitution, what they did and how they pushed a certain color out their community. But it was something, I talk about a little current event. I'm from Flint, Michigan. And I'm on social media, which we all are. It's just what it is. It's out there. So a lot of people see things. But I just want to talk about the nature. When I say we always talk about things and gravitate to things that's pretty much meaningless. When I talk about it's a multi-billion-dollar industry to show misnomer black people as idiots on social media, to show them fighting and killing and all that stuff, showing their booties, and none of that stuff get flagged. But when you talk about true things and historical things, like I can't even hold this book up. I'll hold the back of it up because they don't have a picture. I can't even talk about this or show pictures in this book right here because I get flagged and they'll drop me. This book right here is called Without Sanctuary, Lynching Photography in America. And if I show this on social media or any platform, I'll get flagged. I lectured this and I told everybody before I lectured it, they're going to block me and social media is going to ban me for almost 30 and 60 days. And what happened? They did. I showed y'all. But you can see all our women on there showing their ass, Negroes killing each other, false teachings, this fake alien, Anunnaki, all this stuff. This is why I be telling my brothers and sisters, this is one nation. We at the age now, we have children, we have things. We ain't killers, we ain't no thugs. This is GD, this is growth and development. I'll be showing all the signs and symbols belong to us. All, even my religious brothers, my black Muslims and the black Masons and this, the black that, we got to get that back. We got to give that back. We got to stand up for righteousness and stop being stupid. And all I see on the internet is adults. I'm from Flint. Let's talk about it. If anybody on here from Flint, stand up. I'm on my Facebook page and I'm on my YouTube page. Now, this is what I talk about media and how our intellectual level has either stayed the same as niggas because Negroes don't have no sense. Look at what's happening today when grown people are worried about other people's relationships. Somebody sent me something and was like about the Clarissa Shields and the Papoose thing. And so I jump on social media today. I jump on my Facebook page because I'm from Flint. I see the algorithm of people in Flint is talking about what's the rapper wife? What's her name? Because she was had this little rap TV show thing. I can't even think of that lady name. But anyway, from what they saying is she had a rap show and she started dating one of the rappers that was on her show. And now her husband, the one dude, Papoose, they say Clarissa Shields supposed to be dating her and they supposed to put text messages and phone calls. That's what we talking about. This is what grown people talking about and talk about some Flint versus some terror squad. This is the EDI. This is the stupid stuff I say misnomer black people and the people from a certain area. The water messed up. The politics messed up. The city councilman, the mayor, all that stuff is a SHIT show. They trying to recall the damn city councilman. I know, I'm telling you how I know, because I have somebody at the city council meetings every week recording, and then I watch everyone on M Live. I'm telling you it's a SHIT show. The water still messed up. But this is what people in the city of Flint, that's adults, talking about on social media. Some Papoose and Clarissa Shields. Sad as hell. We worried about that. That's what we worried about. But we're not worried about who we are. We're not worried about us being a people. We're not worried about changing our community. That's why I said social media is a multi-billion-dollar industry to show misnomer black people are idiots. And they'll fight over anything. And they'll fight over anything in wheelchairs or anything. Supposed to be role models and all this thing, but this is the image that we put out on social media. You're not no different than the other people. Think about what I'm saying. And these are the people we talk about as role model celebrities. Should no celebrity be no role model? Should no entertainer be no role model? Should no athlete be no damn role model? Why? Why? Because of an athletic ability? That's why they're a role model, because they can dribble a basketball, catch a football, kick a soccer ball, box. That's what we want to see. We want to see Clarissa Shields fight that rapper lady. I don't want to see no stupid stuff like that. Talk about getting a ring for what? That's the same thing they do to Negroes. Django, when they got the Negroes fighting each other. That's the same thing they did in the biblical things. Throw your ass in the Pantheon and fight the lions. You see how low energy and vibration misnomer black people are? Low vibration. We picking sides over people over some stupid stuff, over relationships. Sad as hell. And this is the algorithm. This is what they promote in our society. That's why I said the internet will have Negroes will kill one or the other over some stuff that they shouldn't even have no concern over. Something that's meaningless. When I say the internet is a multi-billion-dollar industry to show misnomer black people are idiots. And they strictly under niggertainment. Because if I show a lot of the historical books that I have, that I teach on college campus, I'll be flagged, probably off the internet forever. And I lecture this in the college when I say we are studied to a T, and other nationalities pay big bucks for what I'm talking about. That's why they keep misnomer Negro, blacks, and color, and African Americans subjugated. Got them thinking they Negro, black, and they color. Oh, I'm Christian, I'm this and I'm another, but you're still black. Got Negroes talk about some reparations reparations, a Negro, black, a color, an African American is never going to get no reparations. A Negro is a slave forever. I showed y'all the Dred Scott law was never abolished. I got that expensive document that cost $5,000. Why do it cost $5,000? Why you think? I showed you the 13th, the 14th, the 15th Amendment. I broke it down. I broke down manumissions. I broke down the Reconstruction Law. I broke all this stuff down for you. I broke down that misnomer Negroes in the three were written in the chattel as 3/5. I wrote this. I showed you that according to science and law, black mean death, civil mortis. I showed you that blacks will never, ever, 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 ever have any rights that anybody have to respect. I showed you this. And according to science and law, black means death. Black is an adjective. Now, let's get to the topic at hand. Let's get to the topic at hand why I say we got a lot of work to do. We shouldn't be arguing over nothing except who we got to do with us. We shouldn't be arguing over no religion, over no this, not, and the other, because it's all monotheism. And if you're dealing with a true scholar like myself and somebody that's heart, that's pure, and scholarship is all going to be the same. Especially if Negroes are reading the same books. How are you getting something different out reading the same books? That's because you're arbitrarily explaining things. So let me deal with something when I tell people you got to stop identifying and using the name as Negro, Black, and Color and African American and saying those are words of endearment, because it's not. We're not saying the ancient Nagas, which I showed y'all the video, and you can pull it up on YouTube. Pull up the little European or the little boy in the spelling bee, and he spelled niggas and how he spelled it. And he had to ask for the etymology, the root of the word. Can you put it in a sentence where he can get the right origin of the word and spell it in its proper context and give credit to those royalty people? Research what I'm telling you. Research everything I'm telling you. Just like when I talk about the SF 181 form pertaining to ethnicity, the SF 181 form pertaining to ethnicity. Anybody in their right mind get that and pull it up, and then you read it in all its entirety and tell me what you pick. The average Negro, they'll pick black from the black continent, but it ain't one. Then you'll read white and say where that's from Africa and Europe and all that. So you're saying it's a white Africa and a black Africa, and you don't even understand which one is you. So how you gonna bring charges up on somebody? I broke down yesterday how Abraham Lincoln defended the Moore in court, the Spencer and Dungy case. I showed y'all that. We should be standing up. We should be like, man, I'm out here to promulgate no sovereign citizen stupid stuff that most Negroes think this more science or understanding law and history is about. And begging. No, this ain't no welfare. This ain't no Section 8. We don't want nobody to give us nothing. We want to pull ourselves up by our bootstraps and be at the line of the race right at the front. That's what this is about. The same way the white man did in Wilmington with a white man's constitution. Read what I'm telling you. Research what I'm telling you. So, the concurrent resolution, whereas during the history of the nation, the United States has grown into a symbol of democracy, of freedom around the world. Whereas the legacy of African Americans is interwoven with the very fabric of this democracy and freedom of the United States. Whereas millions of African Americans and their descendants were enslaved in the United States and the 13 American colonies from 1619 through 1865. Whereas Africans forced into slavery were brutalized, humiliated, dehumanized, and subject to the indignity of being stripped of their name and heritage. Being stripped of their name and heritage. So when you deal with the House Joint Resolution 75, if you can find it, I got all these documents printed out where it tell you all this is what I'm saying, how you were stripped from your name and your heritage. And if you go to in most cities and most states, especially where it's misnomer black people at, you have a Moorish Science Temple of America. In Flint, Michigan, it's on ML King, across the street from, what's that school? Is it Gundry? Kitty Corner. It's been there over 100 years. So when people act like they don't know what I'm talking about, they a lie. It ain't no truth in them. It's our own people that's been lying. It's them people with that black stuff, black Masons, black Muslim, black this, all that black stuff that's been lying to y'all. I've been showing y'all this. We got to stop being stupid. We got to stop getting on the internet and listening to that dumb stuff. Talk about Flint versus some terror squad. Grown people. And their relationships all messed up. This is the algorithm, but we ain't talking about who we are. The water's still messed up. The mayors trash. The city councilman trash, getting recalled. And this is what Negroes, adults on the internet talking about. Man, the mentality of misnumbered black people, and I ain't saying all, but a lot, especially in my city, is messed up. But let me finish what I'm telling you, what the United States apologized. And then I'm going to break down the SF 181 form as I wrap it up. Whereas many enslaved families were torn apart after family members were sold separately, whereas the system of slavery and visceral racism against people of African descent upon which it became enmeshed in social fabric of the United States, whereas slavery was not officially abolished until the ratification of the 13th Amendment to the Constitution of the United States in 1865, after the end of the Civil War. And so I ask everybody, do you know the 13th? Do you know the 14th? Do you know the 15th Amendment? Do you know manumissions? Do you know Reconstruction Law? No, 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 no. And anybody with that black stuff clearly don't know history or science or nothing, or liberation. Whereas after emancipation from 246 years of slavery, African Americans soon saw the fleeting political, social, economic gains they made during Reconstruction time by virulent racism, lynching, disenfranchisement, black codes, what codes? The Black Christian codes, what I showed y'all, and racial segregation laws that impose a rigid system of officially sanctioned racial segregation in virtually all areas of life. Not some, not done, all areas. All areas. And this is real history. If I teach it to the so-called European that everybody say is the enemy, they can't be. How? You should want to learn this just as much as somebody else. You should want to know who you are just as much as you worried about who somebody else is, worried about somebody's relationship. Where the system of the de jure racial segregation known as Jim Crow, which arose in certain parts of the United States after the Civil War, to create separate and unequal societies for whites and African Americans, was a direct result of the racism against people of African descent that was, how can I say, indentured or engendered by slavery. And then what somebody said, he was like, just like you said, you was talking about how all that, what'd he say? Talking about how that Anunnaki stuff was fake long time ago. How that came from, I told y'all, that came from Zachariah Stinson. And then when that conscious community came out, it was a dude had a bald head with a braid, and he was quoting Zachariah Stinson, talk about some Anunnaki, some alien stuff. I said, you see, that's what Negroes do, always quoting lies. And then when you challenge with truth, we won't even be bold enough or have enough pride to say, you know what, I stand corrected. That's the problem with Negroes. That's the problem with us. That's the problem. But until Congress took action to end it, but the vestiges of Jim Crow continued this day, whereas African Americans continue to suffer from the consequences of slavery and Jim Crow laws. They said, who suffer? African Americans. And when I told y'all the Dred Scott law was never abolished, I showed y'all that whole document that cost $5,000 that I share with all my muftis and all my members. I give it to them for small donations. My members give donations for the documents too. Man, I went to academia. I was in debt to acquire all this knowledge. Just like Google spent $25 million getting documents and converting books to PDFs and taking chapters out. But I spent the same time acquiring not only the hard copies, but converting them to PDF to be able to stand and tell the truth and then spread the truth and give you the wisdom for small donations and build your library and see the value of these things. Whereas African Americans continue to suffer from the consequences of slavery and Jim Crow laws long after both systems were formally abolished, through enormous damage and loss, both tangible and intangible, including the loss of human dignity and liberty. And that's what I tell people right now today. Physical slavery is over, but mental slavery is still going today, strong. Why? Because dignity and liberty is lost. We don't support nothing. Look at the algorithm today of social media from people in the city of Flint and surrounding areas. It's about some Clarissa Shields and Papoose, some stupid relationship. They talk about Flint versus Terror Squad. And that's what I told y'all, how it's a $1 billion industry to show how black people are idiots. Just like how all those misnomer black people was following that other dude talking about some Anunnaki. He got destroyed by the European Christian. Destroyed. And I told y'all, man, all that stuff is fake. Whereas the story of the enslavement and the de jure segregation of African Americans and the dehumanizing atrocities committed against them should be purged from our minimized in the telling of the history of the United States. Whereas those African Americans who suffer under slavery and Jim Crow laws and their descendants exemplify the strength of the human character and provide a model of courage, committed, and perseverance. Just like when I show y'all the letter that was given to all the mayors of our Declaration Proclamation of who we are, and all the states from January 8th through, it's a 7-day celebration, and that's when we usually do our Moorish Ball, but we're doing it in March this year. All these states look at it and celebrate January 8th as Moorish American Week through the 13th. No, wait, through the 15th as Moorish American Week. Fact check me on that. Whereas on July 8th, 2003, during a trip to Gore Island, Senegal, a former slave port, President George W. Bush acknowledged the continuing legacy of slavery in life in the United States and the need to confront the legacy when he stated that slavery was one of the greatest crimes of history. The racial bigotry fed by slavery did not end with slavery or with segregation, and many of the issues that still trouble America have roots in the bitter experience of other times. But however long the journey, our destiny is set, liberty and justice for all. Whereas President Bill Clinton also acknowledged the deep-seated problems caused by the continuing legacy of racism against African Americans that began with slavery, when he initiated a national dialogue about race. And if they had a national dialogue, why we can't have our own national dialogue? When I've been breaking this down, and I tell people, your freedom is not connected to your blackness, your race, your nationality, your status, because you are white by law and you're not Negro, black, or color, or African American. We break down the Dred Scott Law was never abolished. When I break down all these precedented law cases, when I break down the Declaration of Human Rights, Article 15, you have a right of a nationality and a right to change it. No one will be arbitrarily denied of a nationality and a right to change it. And the claim a child replaces the birth certificate. Then you got to start having some real conversations. Is black an adjective? Absolutely, black is an adjective. So how are you going to be black? Whereas an apology for centuries, the brutal dehumanization and injustices cannot erase the past, but confession of the wrongs committed and a formal apology to African Americans will help bind the wounds of the nation. They said a letter will help bind the wounds. A letter. They said a letter will help bind the wounds of the nation that are rooted in slavery and can speed racial healing and conciliation. So if you say a letter will do, and if you say you black and you talk about reparations, I just told you, if you know how to read, black African Americans, Negroes are never going to get reparations. Why? Because Negroes are only created where in the United States. And slaves are created by their masters. Duh. So if you talk about reparations and we're black in the same conversation, something got to be wrong with your head. This is very simple. It says, and can speed the racial healing and the reconciliation and help the people of the United States understand the past and honor the history of all people of the United States. But do y'all remember? No disrespect. European white people, Albions, they got that Homestead Act when they got a whole bunch of land given to them. And then they got resources to fix it up and a certain amount of time to fix it up. Fact check me. Fact check me what I'm saying. Fact check me. Whereas the legislatures of the Commonwealth of Virginia and the state of Alabama, Florida, Maryland, North Carolina have taken the lead in adopting resolutions officially expressing appropriate remorse for slavery, and other state legislatures are considering similar resolutions. Hold on. I just have to write myself a personal note. Whereas it is important for the people of the United States who legally recognized slavery through the Constitution and the laws of the United States to make a formal apology for slavery and for its successor, Jim Crow, so they can move forward and seek reconciliation. Seek reconciliation. How? When you restore yourself. Justice and harmony for all people of the United States. Now, therefore, be it resolved by the Senate, the House of Representatives, concurring that the sense of the Congress is the following: apology for the enslavement and segregation of African Americans. The Congress acknowledge the fundamental injustice, cruelty, brutality, and inhumanity of slavery and Jim Crow laws. B, apologies to African Americans on behalf of the people of the United States for the wrongs committed against them and their ancestors who suffered under slavery and Jim Crow laws. And C, expresses its recommendment to the principle that all people are created equal and endowed with inalienable, and then I talk about this other book, Alienable Rights. When I'm telling you, it's there. Liberty and the Pursuit of Happiness. Remember that book, Charles A. Wiseman? I break this down. I taught a whole class on life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness, and calls on the people of the United States to work toward eliminating racial prejudice, injustice, and discrimination from our society. Disclaimer: nothing in this resolution, A, authorizes or supports any claim against the United States, or B, serves as a settlement of any claim against the United States. Passed the Senate, June 18th, 2009. Secretary, there you go. Y'all heard that, right? So let me see, can I find something else as I wrap this up? Let me see, can I find this letter? Or not letter, but letters. I did. I'll find what I do. Let me see. Why didn't it pop up? Let me see. Hold on. Oh, there you go. Duh. Okay. So I want to read this other mayor proclamation before I get into this SF 181 form as I wrap things up. So, the office of the mayor, the city of Chicago, this was in what, 2012. Rahm Emanuel, that's when he was the mayor. Now, see how old this is, 2012. You can go down to the city of Flint, Michigan and get this too. I have it. Whereas the Moorish Americans are the descendants of the ancient Moabites, Hamites, and Canaanites, who were permitted by old pharaohs of Kemet to traverse from East Africa to later form themselves kingdoms extending from the northwestern and southwestern shores of Africa, the Atlantic islands, until the present day continental Americas. And whereas the indigenous Moorish people of the Americas are now united in order to again link themselves with the family of nations. And whereas, let me get some water, my throat dry. Oh, that's so good. And whereas the Moorish Americans be aboriginal to the territories of North, Central, South Americas, have formed a sovereign theocratic government guided by the command principles of love, truth, peace, freedom, and justice through virtue of the universal right to self-determination, as well as the Declaration on the Rights of the Indigenous People guaranteed in the Charter. And whereas on January 8th, 1886, Noble Drew Ali was born in the state of North Carolina, destined to become the first patriot of his mentally enslaved Moorish American people. In 1912, he was later anointed as El Hajj Sharif Abdul Ali by the heads of the Egyptian and holy cities of Mecca to return to the United States as the last prophet and founding father of the newly risen nation of Moorish Americans. As a result of the 13th Amendment, Moorish people were emancipated from slavery in 1865. Now, therefore, I, Ram Emanuel, Mayor of the City of Chicago, do hereby proclaim January 8th through the 15th, 2012, to be Moorish American Week in Chicago and urge all residents to recognize the events planned for this time, dated this 22nd day of December 2011. Here you go, right here. Here go the whole document right here. Here you go. I got, and let's go to the next date and see what they said. Go to the next date. I don't want to read the same thing again, but I'll get the next date. Now, therefore, I, Marilyn Strickland, Mayor of the City of Tacoma, on behalf of the City Council, do hereby proclaim the week of January 8th to 15th, 2012 as Moorish American Week. In the City of Tacoma, I urge all residents to recognize the events planned for this time. That's the Mayor Strickland. I go to the next state of recommendation, Moorish American Week. This Mayor, Stephanie Rawlins Blake, designating January 8th to 15th, 2012 as Moorish American Week in Baltimore. Therefore, I, Stephanie Rawlins Blake, Mayor of the City of Baltimore, do hereby proclaim January 8th, 15th, 2012 as Moorish American Week in Baltimore, and do urge all citizens to join in this celebration and witness, her name and all that. So don't let nobody get you caught up saying this, not and the other. It's people that stand up right. We're not gonna let nobody that may look like you, that may dress like us, give a bad rap for the majority. It's only a small tittle of people that's not operating right, and they don't represent us. I done told you who represent us, and me. I done told you what's real and what's fake. I told you all that fake stuff is gonna go to jail, and all that fake science, that alien stuff, is gonna be proved pseudo. All that sovereign citizen, canceling corporate debt, fake. I've been telling y'all that for years. So let's go to the next state. Moorish American Week. This is Mayor of City of Omaha, proclaim Moorish American. This in the office. I, Jim Suttle, Mayor of the City of Omaha, do hereby proclaim January 8th, Moorish American Week. Fayetteville, North Carolina. Anthony G. Chavon, Mayor of the City of Fayetteville. This was in 2012. Charlotte, North Carolina. Let's see. The mayor was Anthony R. Fox, Mayor of Charlotte, hereby proclaimed January 8th, 15th, 2012, Moorish American Week. Where else we got? Barbara Bass, City of Tyler, Moorish American Week. She was the mayor of the city of Tyler, Texas. Let me see what else we got. Mark Stodler, mayor of the city of Little Rock. Where else we got? The city council of the city of Trenton, New Jersey. They proclaim Moorish American Week, Proclamations affirming Moors are Aboriginals. Many active and conscious Moorish Americans across our North continent, which is America, have been consistent and dedicated in their right duties and responsibilities to answer up to their Constitution principles in exercising our unalienable rights and our divine birthrights. Moors have been working to take our place in the affairs of men. I showed y'all on December 22nd, 2011, Ram Emanuel, Mayor of Chicago, published a proclamation, that affirmed that Moors are the Aboriginal and indigenous people of North America, South, Central America, and the adjoining islands. And to date, it was about 7 other city officials have proclaimed the very same proclamation. So if you are Moor, you standing up right in your city, and you know this, you can do the same thing. It already been done in the city of Flint. We have a Moorish Science Temple that's old. It ain't active because the brothers, they not upright, but I don't wish nothing bad on it, but I'm not gonna let it get foreclosed. Me and my people, we're gonna buy that building before it get foreclosed. That's a historic monument in the city of Flint. What I'm teaching is historic and ancient. A proclamation is the act of proclaiming or publishing, which is an avowal, open declaration, or a formal declaration. This act causes some states matters to be published or to be made generally known, and by virtue and of said matter being placed in written form and issued by proper authority. You know, when we talk about the United States North American Republic Constitution, it's a lot of stuff there. You know, I don't teach things for people to act like criminals and sovereign citizens. That ain't nothing I teach. And so the last thing I want to show brothers and sisters and ask about, which I know a lot of my brothers and sisters never even seen or read or even had the time to talk about that specific thing, or even, let me see, or even have a discussion on it, is the SF 181 form. You know, and I'm gonna read it for you real fast. And I'm gonna ask y'all some questions as we close. Every time I do this, I've been tripping. But that's okay. Give me a second. Give me a second. All right. Okay. So, if anybody have ever heard of the SF 181 form, I'm sure you may have. I don't know if you know what it is, but a lot of times, excuse me, when you get a job, it's going to have ethnicity and race. And so I asked everybody, do you know your ethnicity and do you know your race? Do you know your ethnicity? Do you know your race? Because you can't be black. Because according to science and law, black means deaf. It was illegal to be black ever since 1800s. Black wasn't used to describe ethnicity in the first century. So think about that. So ethnicity and race identification. If you read the whole document, which most Negroes don't do, please read the Privacy Act and statement and instructions before completing the form. So the Privacy Act, when you read that, I hope you read and understand. But here, I want you to read this. Specific instructions. When somebody asking who you are and you on there and you say, well, I ain't gonna fill it out. Well, how are you gonna be in the affairs of man? You gotta know how to fill a document out the right way. You can't make a box and put other, then you're gonna disqualify the form or it's gonna be voided because you know how to follow the rules. So watch this. Specific instructions. The two questions below are designed to identify your ethnicity and race. Your ethnicity and your race. Your ethnicity and race. Regardless of your answer to question 1, go to question 2. Question 1, are you Hispanic or Latino? With a question mark. Then in parentheses, a person of Cuban, Mexican, Puerto Rican, South or Central American. Look how they talk about Mexican, Puerto Rican. That's all. Or Spanish culture or origin, regardless of race. Could you be Spanish culture? You could be. If you know who you are. Think about it now. I broke down so many cases for you that your ears should be wide open. And if not, you need to be coming to class consistently. You go to church, you send your kids to church, they don't know nothing. They make the same mistakes. Afraid and fearful. Question 2, please select the racial category of categories with which you must closely identify by placing an X in the appropriate box. Check as many as apply. Check as many as apply. So now let's deal with these definitions. And this is stuff you should be going over with your kids. with your kids, especially with these so-called historians and all this, and with your brother, your uncle that's a Mason, your uncle that's a so-called lawyer that'll lie to you in your face. You know? So let's deal with it. Racial category, check as many as apply. So let's deal with American Indian or Alaskan Native. Now, if you understand science and you understand United of Asia and you understand the world map and really can look at it and have a real truthful conversation of what you're looking at, then you have an understanding of what I'm saying. If not, you just have a lot to learn. Ain't nothing wrong with that. American Indian or Alaskan Native, a person having origins. Now listen to the words that I'm saying. It's a person having origins in any of the original peoples of North, South America, including Central America, and who maintains tribal affiliation or community attachment. When you read the religious rights of the indigenous people, think about what I'm saying. Asian, listen to this, a person having origins in any of the original people of the Far East, Southeast Asia, or the Indian subcontinent, including, for example, Cambodia, China, India, Japan, Korea, Malaysia, Pakistan. Okay. I hope we know where Pakistan is really. The Philippine Islands, Thailand, Vietnam. Okay. Now listen to this. Black or African American. Now remember everything saying origin. Now listen to Black or African American. I hope your ears are open. A person having origins in any of the Black racial groups of Africa. What Black racial groups of Africa? What Black racial groups of Africa? It ain't none. So anybody trying to defend that or even try to explain that, you lost. And so with the SF 180 form, this is the SF 181, but the SF 180 form, you can read that and you can bring up anything about why things need to be changed. And if anything, that need to be took off. Why? Because we understand that according to science and law and history, Black means deaf, and it's an adjective. And we're not Negro, Black, and color or African Americans. And the Dred Scott law is never abolished. So therefore, if we agree, when we always talk about some $5 Indians, if we proclaim, declare, have due process out of our mouths and sign and then understand our spirituality and everything and our divine creed, which makes us a complete fifth, then we can do things. Now listen to what Native Hawaiian or other Pacific Islander, a person having origins in any of the original people of Hawaii, Guam, Samoa, other Pacific Islanders. Now listen what white is. Listen clearly. A person having origins in any of the original people of Europe, the Middle East. What's the Middle East? Africa. Or North Africa. Or North Africa. Really, that's white. So I'm telling you, you white by law. And if you don't know that, that's a lot of our issue. And we'll never get no reparations. Why? Because misnomer Black people let other people that know that they lying to get a group of people to pick up a fight that's arbitrarily. And the people that's defending it know you're gonna lose. The lying lawyer know that Negro, Blacks, color, African Americans, and never, ever, 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 ever in their lifetime, in their children's lifetime, and in their children's lifetime, see some reparations. These is facts. And I digress. I told y'all, man, it's a multi-billion-dollar industry to make Black people look stupid, to keep them off their science, to follow Negroes that promulgate some aliens, and then to promulgate a whole bunch of stupid stuff that's meaningless and for adults. And here it is today when somebody sent me, they said, look at the algorithm of misnomer Black people. And a lot of our people from Flint, when they talk about some Clarissa Shield, Flint versus Terror Squad, talking about somebody relationship, and people talking about that and involved with that. But instead of being involved who we are as a people, instead of talking about how the water's still messed up, instead of talking about how the city council is all being recalled and the mayor is all trash and the water ain't fixed, and that's what our conversation is about. And that's why I said, man, we got a long way to go as a people, because we can't agree to nothing. And sometimes it's like damned if you do or damned if you don't with misnomer Black people. Because watch, every Negro gonna go broke for Christmas and all the holidays like we do every year and jump on the internet and complain. Man, some of the most Christian and some of the most Islamic people are some of the most complainingest people I see in the world. Because if you got that much time to be talking about negative stuff on the internet instead of talking about righteous things and who you are and spirituality and building. This is what our attention span be about. That's why I say we are lost cause, and a Negro, black, or color, African American is always going to be stepped on. Why? Because they gonna always go to drama. They're gonna always go to niggly stuff. Think about what I'm saying. What are we teaching our kids? Our kids should be right next to us. Or when we was young and we was dumb, we going to the so-called, we got to go to this G meeting. And we got the so-called OGs, these Negroes old enough to be our uncles and our big brothers, putting us under our, we ain't talk about some G's and some to do something stupid, but we can't pull our young brothers under this real GD, this real growth and development of who we are as a people. I don't care if you blue or red. When I break down the signs and symbols, when I show you this, this is supreme wisdom that I'm giving y'all. No matter if you like Jeff Ford or the other, no matter what flag you carry, this all the science and symbols belong to us, the Moors. And then I bet you if your ass got locked up, I bet you if you want to stand this strong, you'll want this supreme wisdom. You'll want, because it's respected in all houses. And y'all know this. And when you know who you are as a people and to stand up strong, it means a lot. And this is what the kids should be knowing. We should be having fezzes and turbans and kufis all out in the streets. If we're going to promote a color, no disrespect to no one. I'm not disrespecting no one, nobody flag. I'm not, because I'm down with all that. But when brothers be subjugated and when they get locked up, and when I talk about this real growth and development and understand this real mission, I hope your flag is not more important than who we are as a people. I hope you can pick up that one flag that as we are people. I hope you can put that color down and put that turban and put that fez on your head. I hope you can do that. And if you can't do that, we can't move further. And every real gangster know what I'm talking about. If not, then you part of the problem too. Because it ain't no growth and development. And I'm talking about especially these brothers that got children. Do you want your daughter to be a gangster? Do you want your son to be a gangster? And I be asking people this. If they say yeah, I say you a lie, because I know some of us don't want our children to be involved in some of the stupid stuff that we did. We just highly favor that we ain't dead and gone. These is facts. That's why I don't promote no stupid stuff on the internet. I don't promote that. I promoted all of the great things that I've done in the midst of, And it ain't about just no athlete. When I say what have the athletes done for anybody in the community, and I ain't talking about nobody specific. Hell, what have athletes done that made all that money from us? What, take pictures, come to the neighborhood when it's raggedy? When they had the money, go to clubs and drink and buy liquor. Now today, what? The city of Flint is a community of plight. And we can own our own community. How? With the money that we blowing. How? We complain it. We complain about the misnomer Arabs that's buying all that's in the store. Like, I'm from the city of Flint. It's a store on DuPont that been owned by the misnomer Arabs forever. And then it was a store around the corner on Welch that a homeboy grew up with, his name Preston, and I don't even know if he owned a store on Welch no more. I don't care what happened or circumstances happen. All I be telling people, I respect a person for trying. I respect a person for trying to come in the community and do things. No matter if they were way over their head, maybe it's a learning lesson. If you do it again, you have to get the right people that know business to help you lock down those contracts, to help you make sure your stock and your payroll, if you have a payroll, or your supply and demand is right, or your money to buy your items and everything and keep everything rolling. Those things have to be learned if you've never done that. And sometimes you may fail if you're not willing at that time or have gratitude to seek out a person like myself or other that know what they're doing and know how to set that up in line to do these things. This is all I'm sharing with my brothers and sisters. We got to stand up and arise, all my brothers and sisters. That's why I said, only person gonna lie to you is anybody that got a ultimatum. And when people be not telling the truth, when these Masons and all this, when they be confusing people, I said, man, they won't have a real conversation because they know that they lying and they've been lied to, and the stuff that they promulgating can be easily be destroyed. It's like a Mason, no disrespect again, and Christian, they serving two masters. Why? Because they have a potentate. And they know, and if they're Christian, and if they're preaching and they read the Bible, it says that preachers don't take oath. Didn't say nothing about being initiated under wisdom, because Anything that you take is a form of initiation if you have to learn something. That's going to school, that's martial arts, that's anything. We call it levels per se. But taking oaths and all that, no. But a brotherhood, that's the biblical scriptures talk good about a brotherhood. We all should be in brotherhoods. That's what this is about. That's why do you think a lot of young men gravitate to gangs? Do you think people gravitate to gangs because they want to be a killer or they want to see their other brother man in a different color and kill him? No, they gravitated to them gangs because something was missing in their life. That brotherhood, that father figure, that was missing. So if we got this type of brotherhood, where I say we GD and we know who we are, we growth and development, and we standing up right and we educated. We showing these kids how to be successful, showing them how to do business, showing them who they are, showing them how to be physically fit, showing them how to grow, showing the value of a dollar, micro and macro, teaching them linguistics, teaching them how to be scholastic in their schoolings, because that's very simple. But add themselves in everything, showing them how to own things in their community, showing them the spiritual aspect, even athletic ability, if that's there. But that's not what we just promulgating. That's what this is all about. And that's why young men and young women in our culture join gangs. It ain't no other reason why. Well, what you gonna join? You ain't joining the gang because you want to be rich and famous. That's a lie. You join the gang because there's something missing in your household. These is facts. And if we had those so-called OGs or those so-called uncles or those so-called, just like if you had Moors in our community, the Moorish Science Temple, you got to imagine if all the so-called brothers that was really on their square came in the neighborhood with their fezzes and their turbans on when we was young in the neighborhood, standing on their square, grooming us, showing us how to do things. That's what we all will be. But some of us had gangsters, some of us had this, some of us had our dads, our moms, and all this, etc. But I'm saying, what about the lost cause? The lost cause, they go to the gang life or that because they're looking for a form of love. But this is the love that we should be showing them. We should be having homes. We should be having our own little house when brothers get out of prison and stuff where they can come to. They don't have to go to no stupid halfway house. These are the things that we can do. And I have the keys to show us how to do this in our own neighborhood, in our own city of Flint. I can show brothers how to do this. Me and my homie, Vez, that's from Flint, Michigan, my OG, my older brother, but I'm his divine minister. We're doing this, and we're not even rich. We ain't out here like we got millions of dollars. We ain't out here rappers and entertainers. You know, we ain't go to the NBA like a lot of our friends did. A lot of our friends went to the NBA or the NFLs. Look at their homes. At least the houses that my family owned, I owned them. And then we gave them to certain people in the family. They lost them. One person still have it, but the fact is, we go back in the community and a little change that we have, we put it together and try to build up things. That's what we can do in our neighborhood when we own it, and then we go back to our community. We should go back to our neighborhood. That's what this is all about, and build it up. And if we have those skills, especially those that are masons that know how to work with their hand, you know, that type of masonry, especially if we know brothers that got their trucking license, they got their big rigs, that mean we can do business. I know people that's contractors. I know people that know how to lay drywall, roofing, all that. So you telling me we can't buy the plight in the community and do this the real way and fix one, go to the next one. A group of brothers fix one, go to the next one. Another group of brothers, same thing, fix that one, go to the next one. Put the profit up. If you sell it or whatever, if you rent it out, you take that initial money, bam, the profit you put up, go to the next, go to the next, go to the next, where you own a whole block. This stuff is simple. Especially when they tear the houses down. You want the property when they tear the houses down, because then you can just put your foundation and put your double wide with everything up on it as we revitalize our community. So I just wanted to share that with my brothers and sisters, man. That's all. It's more than, you know, when people think they get successful, they buy a chain and all that and move away and do all that, which is cool, because I don't stay in the city of anymore. You know, I moved away some years after my brother was murdered. You know, and a lot of things that I tried to do in my city of Flint, it wasn't happening. And I was seeking out all people that looked like me, and it wouldn't happen. And then when I seeked out certain people in Arizona, and they was like, man, well, when can you get here? And bam, and things been happening. I've been introduced to all different houses and education houses and spiritual houses and science houses. I have my own library. I have my own school. I have a group of brothers and sisters that rock with me. My heart is pure. We have companies. We provide our own regalia. We have our own library. I mean, I'm just here to show my brothers and sisters something that we can do. especially those that know me. Let's come together, man. Let's do something real. And that's all I want to share with everyone. You know, if anybody got any questions, y'all know how to get with me. Please subscribe to our Temple and School YouTube page at Burning Bush Tabernacle Science Temple and School. If you haven't already, I give honor and gratitude to everybody. And those that's on Facebook, also subscribe to my personal YouTube channel at Kari Ibna, Ibna, Hakeem Goodman Bey. And like I said, if there's anything I can do for you, if there's any books, if there's any topics that you want to talk about, if some documents or anything that you want to inquire or anything, right? If your kid may need just some encouragement or some advice, if they're struggling on things or anything, this is what this cipher is for. This is what this cipher is for, y'all. Because it's a way to do things. And I'm not gonna let no one make a mockery of this Moorish science and our feds, because it's a small group of sovereign citizen Negroes out here playing the game. And I already told you that's not Moorish science and all that oxymoron stuff and all that criminality stuff. I just broke down who we are as a people. You know, this should be self-explanatory, and we should not be confused anymore. We should be looking at those that have the same you as us, that look like us, that's promulgating this black stuff and saying Black Lives Matter, this, and that, and the other, and not understand a law, not understand spirituality, not understand history, not understanding nothing that I put in front of your face. We can't continue to say our brother man is sincerely wrong. They're not sincerely wrong anymore. The truth is too available now. That's why everybody that's promulgating bull crap or saying they some guru is being destroyed. Because how can a guru be destroyed so simple? And nobody is checking these people. Nobody doing a background check on these people's wisdom before they put these Negroes on their podcast. That's why I said this is only in our community, only in a so-called urban community where this stuff will be tolerated, where we'll get these fake people in these industries and act like they're professionals and everything be boiled down to $1. And I say, I have real things. We have a real organization. We have a real school. We taxes them for the federal government. We doing something real. And once we get our brick and mortar again, our education house again, where kids can come study, where adults can come study, college kids can come study. Once we get our brick and mortar again, our homes, where we helping our people, our single moms, and our battered and our shelters and things, that's what we're working on, because we already own land. You can look up the BBT in Mojave, Arizona, own land. And where we're going to, in the future, as we continue to grow, we're going to build on our land. And we own it outright. And I can show you how to do this. And I'm transparent. And I'm not no multi-millionaire. I'm not on here flashing no whole bunch of jewelry or renting no cars or going to Airbnbs every time I act like that's my house, or telling you to take some class I can show you how to make some whole bunch of money. I'm not doing that, because I can't guarantee you nothing. It's an assumption on risk on everything. And if I'm so smart to where I make a whole bunch of money in the stock market on some Bitcoin and all that stuff is a Ponzi scheme or a pyramid scheme. That's all that stuff is a Ponzi scheme and a pyramid scheme. So I hope everybody has caught on to what I'm saying. Any questions? Any questions? Any questions? I want any, please, and if you don't have nothing in your head, write these notes down, because we've been miseducated for years. We've been miseducated for years. Our conversation can't be ignorant anymore. And so I just broke down that letter, how the United States apologized for slavery. I showed y'all that. If anybody want a copy of that, I'll send it to you. I showed y'all the SF 181 form. I showed y'all that expensive Dred Scott book. Because the Dred Scott law was never abolished. According to science and law, blacks steal slaves. And it's no disrespect. Why would you even want to be recognized or identified as that? And I broke all these laws down. Look at how much this book costs. $5,000. $5,000. And I share it with all my people. I send it to their PDF and they print it and bind it. I broke down the Wilmington white man's law. All this stuff, we should not continue. It's just, man, I just cast my net out to all my brothers and sisters that come to class. And I share my number with everybody continuously if you're willing to learn, especially my friends and family from my city of Flint. Man, reach out. We can create our own thing. We don't have to be worrying about what nobody else doing. We can do our own thing, especially if y'all got sons and things. Man, I'm a trainer. I'm a physical fitness trainer. If your son or your kid struggling anything, I can help them. If you struggling, I can help you. Our spirituality is shocked. Brothers and sisters are confused in our city of Flint, and the city is small. That's why I said people worried about what somebody doing in their relationship with some papoose and some Clarissa Shields, but and the water messed up. The city council being recalled. All these things is a tragedy. We let people call ourselves Negro, Black, and Color, and African Americans, but we talk about reparations in the same voice as we say we Negro, Black, and Color, and African American. And I don't know what it's going to take, but I'm going to continue to fight until the flesh is gone. If I would retire this stuff and risk my life going to prison, trying to make money, being a gangster or being a street hustler, why I wouldn't in my free time continue to do this? And this is my profession. Just like I'll be telling people that's an artist or a singer or whatever you do. I don't care. You shouldn't matter if you got a record contract. Do your craft. Leave it out there. Do some other things. Be successful in your craft. Be honorable. Do things that make you happy. But understand who you are. And that's what's so important with myself and the young children today. One of my European ex-professors was asking me why they don't have me coming to the churches and why they don't have me on the circuit like Farrakhan and all that. And these things, I said, because misnomer Black people, no disrespect, we like the niggerly stuff. Being educated, being smart is considered white. So I say, what's being Black? Stupid? All I'm talking about, all these people that call themselves the experts. What has the experts showed y'all? All the experts that say your freedom is connected to Blackness. What have their expertise showed you? Lie. All the experts that people follow on the internet and TikTok and act like they don't know what I be talking about. When these people talk about some Anunnaki or some alien and they following this brother like he's so heavy, lying that he got a degree from Harvard and he just making money off people, millions and millions of dollars, and all of misnomer Black people that be you posting little snippets of him, acting like that's so valuable, so heavy, and y'all following some pseudo stuff, some Anunnaki alien. It's the same way a lot of my other religious brothers talk about some spacecraft stuff and knowing that's some damn Dianetics, some Ron L. Hubbard stuff. But that's a whole nother conversation. I told y'all they will always let misnomer Black people take things that's not factual because they know misnomer Black people is not either going to ask nothing, they're not going to research nothing. Negroes always going to gravitate to things that make them feel good. I told y'all it was no Willie Lynch. But people promote that all day. Oh, the Willie Lynch theory. Negroes rapping about the Willie Lynch, and that's fake. Black was never used to describe ethnicity in first century. There ain't no such thing as no Willie Lynch. None of that. All of it's fake. Ron Karenga, when we talk about Kwanzaa, research who Ron Karenga is and what he did and how he tortured misnomer Black women and all that and what he did. Research Alex Haley roots and see where he plagiarized that from a European named Harold Colander, an African. Everything that the misnomer Black person have, Black people, everything, your whole idea, your whole so-called history is trash. And they use our own people to do this. Like, I love speaking points that some people say, but see, certain people that think they smart and think they know better than you, they'll try to talk heavy over you or use certain cadence to act like what they saying is factual. I don't give a damn how soft you speak. I don't care if you don't cuss. I'm still gonna call you a lie and ain't no truth in you. I'm gonna challenge you through scholarship. And in 1995, no disrespect to no one, that's the first time on the world mass, the average Black, misnomer Black person heard of some Willie Lynch was at the Million Man March. Y'all know I'm telling the truth. And so I'm saying, if you're an educator and a scholar, why would anybody in their right mind get up there and preach and promulgate some Willie Lynch to a million misnomer Black people and get them caught up with that propaganda? And talk about some crabs in the bucket. Don't know crabs. Who put crabs in the bucket? People put crabs in the bucket. And the crabs don't do that in a natural habitat. So once again, why do we promulgate lies in our community, no matter if it's Christian, Muslim, whatever, and then say, well, this, not, and the other, but be so hard everywhere else. But don't ask people things. And I'm telling you, it's a fallacy. And that's what they let black people do. They get caught up in things that can't be proven. Why? And then we act like we can't challenge these people like they God. When they try to use, you don't touch my anointing. That's out of context. If you promulgate something, and I'm a scholar and an educator too, I'm telling you what you promulgate is bullcrap. And I'm gonna come with the scholarship and throw it back in your face. Now, show me how it's some Willie Lynch. Show me in first century that the word black was used to describe ethnicity. Prove it. 1 Thessalonians 5:21. Prove all things and hold fast to what is good. You can't. You would try to have a conversation with me behind closed walls, like most of these Negroes that promulgate that black stuff do. But I don't want to have no conversation with you. Because it's what I'm not gonna have no conversation with. I'm not trying to prove nobody wrong. They know they wrong. You're not sincere. You sincerely wrong, especially when you're promulgating a lie. When you're promulgating a lie and the lie has been proven wrong, it shows honor and gratitude when you can admit that. That shows a strong man or a woman. And this, what I'll be telling us, we gravitate to things like this is some cliquish game. Like when I show y'all how Farrakhan gave credit to Noble Drew Ali in 2015 at Founders Day, said that Noble Drew Ali is the one that brought Islam to the North American Negro, to tell them about his nationality and spirituality, not nothing about outside they self, some spacecraft stuff and some tribal Shabazz stuff, not none of that. Not no mixture of this, that, and the other, and say the white man is the devil, and then come with that Dianetics, Ron L. Hubbard stuff. No disrespect, but I'm just keeping it 100. The white man, the devil in one voice, but then the next voice, are you studying Dianetics? Because I don't believe the white man, no devil. I ain't even promulgating that. That's stupid as hell. I know people that look like me, that's a devil. Hell, a nigga go kill my brother. A nigga go kill my baby brother, killed Jelani Goodman, and he was a nigga. Excuse my candor. Point blank. And so we could, though, what we saying, devil? What are we saying? The spirit of a man? Yes. The color of a man? Absolutely not. You see? We promulgate the lies. We put people in front to promulgate the lies. I don't see not one European, no Arab, or trailer like on the internet telling a whole bunch of lies, telling you that, no, your history is slave and all this. I see Negroes on the internet lying. I see Negroes on there talk about the Anunnaki is some Iberian. The Anunnaki is some alien. I see Negroes that promulgating that crap. I see Negroes promulgating sovereign citizen. They talk about they some sovereign and some citizen at the same time, which is an oxymoron. Those clowns with fezes on, those criminals, those criminal militia that's gonna sit right in jail with the European militia. Those goofballs that's driving without no license, that's squatting in houses, and squatters don't have no rights. That ain't what I promulgate. I don't promulgate no Al-Islam. Where in your neighborhood, in your city, in your community, you seen a Muslim with a fez on? You might see a lot of Moors with a fez on that's Muslims. You understand? You might see some Moors that wear a kufi. You might see some Moors that wear a turban. But the average person, misnomer black person with a turban or a fez on, that you should ask. When you see a European with a yarmulke on, what do you say? When you see the Indian with his turban on, what do you say? When you see the so-called Arab with his kufi on, what do you say? This is what I'm saying. Culture. Where is your culture? Because the follower of Yahshua wore a turban with the jewel on it, the tunic, the sash. If you get the lexicon, that's the attire. But other people say, somebody dressing like something. No, I just like to follow Yahshua. This is my chiefdom. Here it is. I told you, it's our own people that don't know. I live in Arizona, which they call a red state. I live in Arizona. I used to live in the country. I used to stay in Tucson. Now I used to stay in Marana, the country, fez and turban on every day. Everybody knew what it was. I never got no disrespect from no European, no Albion, no Trinidad, no nothing. The only disrespect comes from misnomer Negroes, period. That's all I ever got from. Why? Because they don't know who they are. Or what, you some Muslim, what that got on your head? What you got, what's that's a do-rag? And in a year, I was at the airport, some dumb Negro was like, well, that's a do-rag. The European was like, you don't know what he got on his head? And he looked at me, I looked at him, I just shook my head, he shook his head at the dumb Negro. I did too. Because my people are lost due to a lack, my people are destroyed due to a lack of knowledge because we refuse to learn. Learn of ourselves. But we want to learn about some aliens and some stupid ass spaceships and who relationship and who's sleeping with who and who the rapper Pat Poose and Clarissa Shields and the Remy Ma. And that's what these Negroes talking about. And the water still messed up in the city of Flint. The city council being recalled, the mayor and all that trash. And that's what we talk about. When people talk about role models and all this, when I talk to my European colleagues, just like the European, the Albion, Trinidad, the European, whatever you want to call them, that debated and destroyed that brother Ben Carson, with all respect, he got destroyed from scholarship. And that's what my professors be saying. They were like, do you think for a tittle of a second that anybody on the internet think they can have a conversation or debate you on scholarship and reason? If they that arrogant, shame on them. And that shows the arrogance of a misnomer Negro when he think he knows something. He got some secret power, some secret history. And Negroes only gravitate to people based off how they feel. And he get the floor white with him with this Eurocentric, Negrocentric propaganda. Got the floor white with him with that trash. And this, what I be saying, leave that trash alone. Brothers and sisters, all my friends, Thurman, who was my boy? I think that's my homeboy in Flint, Kane. I mean, everybody got children. We all done been through things, lost parents, lost mothers. Where the spiritual head? And I ask all these people that got kids, do your kid go to church? Do your daughter go to church? Do you and your wife go to church? Well, what type of church do you go to? What type of brotherhood are you about? What do your son believe in? What do your daughter believe in? Your son or daughter, they think they Negro, black, or color, or African-American. They think they some slave. They think their whole history is slavery. They don't know their Moorish legacy. They think they Negro, black, and color, or African-American. That's sad. If you listen to me and you ain't teaching your kid this, that's sad. That's sad. And that's what I'll be telling us. We won't be doing no good for our kids. So what, we feed them and clothing them and buying them games and shit. Who cares? But what do they know? What's going to change? And I'll be talking about to all my brothers and sisters that be following me and not consistent. And we got kids and things. Y'all know me. This should be important. This should be in your household. Kids, all my friends should have all my books. I gathered and compiled over 20 books that break down what we believe, how we believe, history, science, what we have done in history. The science that I'm under, what our feds mean, all this stuff has been gathered and compiled where it removes any doubt, any question. What it does, if your cup is empty, it can fill your cup up. Or if your cup halfway full, it can fill it up a little bit to where your cup can start running over with understanding. And that's what this is about. We can't continue to act like we don't know. And I'm right here connected. I am the know. We can't keep acting like we afraid. Oh, it's some Illuminati, some masonry afraid. And I am the enlightened one. Ain't nothing scary about no Illuminati. That's internet stuff. That's internet stuff. And we got to stop lying. We got to stop letting people talk about agents and who an agent and what police force is they an agent. Negroes say that because they don't agree with what people be saying. So stop the stupid stuff, and deal with something that's real. And take time out your day to dedicate to something that's real. Because you do have time. We have time. Negroes ain't working 24 hours a day. And I know we on different schedules. We should be on different schedules. That's how life is. Some of them work from home. Some of them work from this and that and the other. But if you work every day and you don't give time to your children and to your spirituality, man, it sometimes should be quantity time. It should be some time that you jump into your studies. If you can't check Sunday school out every Sunday, if you can't check out adapt class, you should be attentive. You should want to see this grow. You should be like, man, you know what? I'm going to donate to my brother. Why? Because he ain't asking for much, and what he doing is real. I want to see him grow. I want to see him. I want to see if this man gonna do what he say. Yeah, it been others that saying they gonna open up schools and all this. I ain't saying I'm gonna open up school. We got enough schools. If you got a temple, it's the school. You got to know how to make it a school. I'm the school. Understand that. I'm just talking about a brick and mortar to house people so people can come and gather. This is what I'm talking about. And today we got to stop making excuses, man. As men, we support everything. Let's support something that's real and see what it can do for you. See how you can learn. See how I'll be your ally. Just like my year, like here it is. I'm getting ready to preach at one of my European professors' church. I ain't never came back home and preached at nobody church. Never. I ain't never came back home in the city of Flint and preached at these people churches. And here it is, my professors that's potentates and know wisdom and ministers and things. I'm in Arizona and I lecture at their church houses and they Masonic houses. And I tutor their children. I tutor their children. They get their books and all their information from me. And then here it is in the small little city of Flint. Here it is when your brother be anointed and resurrect and come up. I supposed to be able to come back to my city of Flint and teach my people and bring them up and show them who they are. It's supposed to be fezzes and turbans all through the city of Flint. It's supposed to be fezzes and turbans and she-mags and kufis all through the city of Flint. Why? Because the Moorish Science Temple of America is the oldest spiritual house in the city of Flint. And it shows you who we are. And I already just showed y'all the mayor's proclamation. I already broke this down that we ain't Negroes. I already showed you who we are by law. Why aren't my people, especially my people from the city of Flint, saying, hey, we're going to support this? Not only this man is an educator, is a historian, but this man is a divine minister. Because I don't diss the gospels. We should be supporting this if it means something to you. And that's why I don't diss my family. I say my family gonna see, because I'm gonna continue to go, because everybody's gonna deal with you at their level. But don't you want to be a part of something, to see something grow? Don't you want to be excited of something? Hell, like I've told my own brothers and sisters, that I know, here it is, a lot of us that went to Northern, we all got, Flint Northern got a Facebook page, alumni page. I don't know if each year got an alumni page, but we can have our own speaking. It's enough of us to put money together and say, no, we have my brother, my bro, Sheikh Khari Goodman Bey. That's not only a divine minister, we know educated in theology and business. Not only he went to Arizona, had his own temple and school, and he's a sheikh, and he's been raised up. He can come bring something back to us and raise us up and resurrect us. That's what we should be promoting. But all of us scattered. I mean, you go on DuPont, it's a church right here, there's a church right here. That's stupid. Why don't all the churches merge and come together, have one big panel? That'll never happen. Everybody teaches something different. So I'm here to teach the right thing and use the internet as a platform. I'm not here to beg nobody to support, but I am asking you to support kindly with your time and your monetary donations. I'm asking you, yes, I'm not demanding nothing. When I be lecturing and teaching and I offer books, I say, man, it's a suggested donation. When I suggest, it's a suggestion. If you don't have it, say if I suggest, just say if I say the One World Tartarians, I say, man, it suggests $20 while I'm lecturing. And you say, man, I don't got 20, but I got 10. Okay, I'm gonna still give it to you. Because when I'm lecturing in my ministry, it's a suggestion. I want you to have it. And if you really know me, just like most people do, I share this stuff and I give this stuff to people for small amounts of dollars. But most people I deal with that buy things from me, they're like, you don't have to give me nothing, sir. He was like, when I was buying stuff from Amazon, I ain't never get no gifts from Amazon. Amazon ain't give me no extra free book. You don't have to do that. And these college students, and I do that with my brothers and sisters. I give people stuff free because I want people to know who I am and the type of individual I am. So when the riches come in my cup, runneth over, you know what I'm going to do. Somebody got to be the one to gather everything and make it work. Somebody got to be the one to take these pennies and make dollars and say, this is what we've done in our community. When we can look at people saying, no, this is what we've done. When everybody be saying, Sheikh, man, when you going to open your temple in Flint? When the people support it. When we can, why should I spend all my finances on that and not have a family? I say we can do this where everybody can be a stakeholder. When everybody have equity in this, that's when it's more, how can I say, it means something. When we do things, When we are all stakeholders, when we say, hey man, we're gonna help this brother get this, things can be done in a calendar year. When your kids' life change, when we have a library, when we have our own computer lab, when we do resume writing, when we show your kids how to tie a tie, when we show your kids how to eat right, I show you how to eat right. And if you a senior, we connected to them when they ain't alone. Certain things that we do, infrastructure, community, all that comes along with me. And this is what I'm telling you, put it all on me. Just like Harry Belafonte told them back in the day, all those entertainers, all those rappers say, you ain't the one. This ain't your profession. Basketball playing Negro. Go play basketball and support that money. And support with your finances and your time. I'm going to give you a tax exempt receipt to claim on your taxes, smart guy. And this is what I be trying to tell misnomer black people. You're not giving me nothing. You're either going to support your religious and charitable contribution of your choice, or you're going to give it to Uncle Sam. And your money, your tax dollars does not go to run United States of America. It sits in a private banking system. And my temple and school, that's because we tax exempt for the federal government, religious, charitable, scientifically, charitable wise, that means we can ask for donations and give a tax exempt receipt. And you can take that receipt to your tax preparer. And it offsets your taxes. But in every state, depending on how much you make, each state has a percentage of how much you must give to offset your taxes. I'll give you an analogy. In the state of Arizona, if you make 67, 65 to around 70,000, you have to give more than 10%. You have to give around 13%. So your total annual giving have to be around 13,000. And you should. Why? Because you're going to see your money being used. You're going to be like, man, this is what my money did. You be like, man, I got value out of this. Why? Because Uncle Sam took it. When I teach you why you can file exempt. Why? Because you are paying taxes with your religious organization. You got a tax exempt receipt. It just have to match. That's your choice. We're not tax evading. That's what I'll be telling us. The only thing we own is our churches and our schools. I don't get a FBI, which is the faith-based initiative. I don't have that because I'm educated and I teach the truth. I'm not going to teach you when you die and all this. I'm not going to teach this. I'm going to teach pertaining to the scriptures. I'm going to teach from true understanding and what the Holy Spirit has given to me and what my wisdom and my education and what my leadership and anointing has allowed me to teach from truth, regardless if it fill up a room or it clears it out. But what I'm saying is, for my brothers and sisters, our spiritual essence is depleted. And we're here to resurrect that, to resuscitate that. My brothers and sisters, we need to be resuscitated. We got to stop worrying about what everybody is, or where a white man come from. The same place, who almost cursed. The same way you did from your mama in 9 months. Immaculate conception. When a man and woman come together in 9 months, they have a child. We ain't got time for the spookism. If you die with that means we limited the power of the creator. That means you telling me it's somebody else that created man beside the creator? Man, go on with that trash, man. I know about grafting. I know about certain things, but we're not going to play that dumb game. Because if that's the case, then we got to accept all the other dumb alien, Anunnaki, spaceship, stupid stuff. No disrespect. I told y'all it was all going to come to light one day. Just like people be in scholarship, brothers love the book of Barnabas. And then with my Islamic brothers and my Christian brothers, when I sat them down and I showed them the language was off, and I showed them the ayats in the Quran, I showed them in the biblical scripture where it's off. And I keep telling people it's off, it's off, it's off. And the reason why other things is took out is to get you caught up in bullcrap. That's why a person that's not astute or not educated in a particular skill can easily be destroyed when the facts are demonstrated from scholarship. It's no disrespect. And so as I close, man, I just want my brothers and sisters, man, to support something that's real. I mean, I have books. Just imagine if 1 million of my friends purchased our books. That money would be spent where? On our infrastructure. You'd be like, man, the brother did exactly what he said. The brother had classes every day. The temple open every day. It ain't just open on no Sunday. This is a temple. We open 7 days a week. We got scheduled classes. We got after school activities. Okay, in the summertime when the kids out of school, the parents ain't out of school, I know how to make things happen. I know about the summer feeding program. I know how to make things happen. Community. And that's what this is about. A community of Moorish Americans that know who they are. I'm proud to be an American, but what type of American am I? I'm a Moorish American. I'm proud to be one. What's my nationality? Moorish American. What's my race? I choose to be Asiatic. What's my status? Free white. Point blank. And so with that being said, man, once again, I love everyone. And I am casting my net out, y'all. Please come to Sunday school every Sunday, 2 p.m. AZ time zone. Come to adapt class every Saturday at 10:30 a.m. AZ time zone, live on our Temple and School YouTube channel, Burning Bush Tabernacle Science Temple and School. And of course, I play it on my personal channel. But please support. Check out our book company, mypdfbooks.com. That's books with a Z, where you can download and print these books on your tablet or your phone, or you can go to Office Max and Staples and they'll print and bind them. And those books, they all PDF. Those are not hard copy. I made them PDF so you can travel with them or you can print and bind them for a fraction of the price. Now, our other sister company is bindedbooks.com, where we print and bind expensive and rare books. And you can look on Amazon and compare and contrast the prices. All you should want is the wisdom. It's only paper. So why do you think, where that book at? Criminalizing a Race. It's on Amazon for stacks, and it's only paper. So you think this piece of paper is more expensive than this piece of paper? And you just want the wisdom. And I've created something of value. And I'm just asking my brothers to deal with me and do business with me and frequent with me and see what we have to offer. You know, and also MorrisHaberdasher.com, where you can get all your Moorish American regalia, your turban, your fezzes, regalia, nice clothing we made, you know, and check out our Temple and School webpage at bbtsciencetemple.com. So I give y'all gratitude. And if you have it on your heart, and if you want to donate and support our Temple and School, and you don't know how, and you don't be seeing the little header that's going down at the bottom of our page, and you serious, and you want to know how, here go my information, and I'll let you know how you can support our Temple and School. If you want to get our syllabus and enrollment package and be a student and get a introduction of a whole a plethora of books that come as a student, and your fez and turban as your student package, you can. You can get our syllabus and our enrollment package if you're serious. My office number is 602-473-8767. That's 602-473-8767. And my email is my name, Goodman, GOODMAN, KHARY @gmail.com. Once again, my email is Goodman, GOODMAN, KHARY @gmail.com. And if you're serious, if you do want to donate and be a donor, you know, and get a lot of things, you know, as gifts consistently, you can. You can get a tax-exempt receipt. If you want to get our syllabus and see how the BBT believe and see what we teach and see what comes along with being a student, you know, you're more than welcome. But I really, really would love my brothers and sisters to really be attentive, especially those that know me, especially those that went to school with me, especially those that from Flint, Michigan, especially those that graduated from Flint Northern with me. I'm using this platform, casting my net out. And I hope everybody share this and subscribe to our Temple and School YouTube pages. And anybody that need anything from me or like to support our Temple and School, or you at this moment, you say you would love to support, but you only have this and you would love to get all my books, PDF, or you want to print and bind it, get with me. I would love to put these things in your hand. Well, I got to read this. I'm sorry. I'm about to read this, so y'all don't get mad. What he say? He say, peace, bro. I'm from Flint too. He was like, remember you was talking about a lot of people that you know buying this book from a certain person. And he was like, and I know this dude talk about the 5 ways that you can sit at home on your butt and get rich. He was like, and Negroes bought that stuff. And he said the same dude came back home with that multi-level marketing scheme and got a lot of people caught up in that stuff. And he said, ask everybody that he got caught up in that stuff, how much money did they make? And he said, I bet you they ain't make 75 damn cents. Oops. I didn't mean to say that. He, like you said, somebody could write a book to say 5 ways how to sit at home and get rich, and they not even rich. Like, who does that? But I said, in our community, we are some of the most, all we deal with is with drama. If somebody write a book, you can get rich. Ooh, I need that. And anything, a way to try to be a criminal, I need that. on social media. Oh, these people say you can cancel corporate debt, or these people say they squat in their houses, or you can drive without a license, or you a sovereign citizen, and then you look in the inbox, all them Negroes. I need the info. I need the info. I need the info. That ain't nothing but a database for a RICO law for all you stupid criminals. This is what I'm telling. This is the rhythm of black people. They be mad when I talk like this, but it is the truth. Because I screenshot and I save everything. I break down every Negro that said, man, this is what you promulgating? And they be mad. But I told y'all this day was going to come. But with everything, man, support something that's real. Let's build, man. I'll come to your city. You know, we'll set it on fire with wisdom, with teaching. And like I'm saying, this is just the start, y'all. This is just the start. Everything always start at a place. Hell, TD Jake started at a place. Creflo Dollar started at a place. And I'm just showing when we talk about Mega, Joe Osteen, what's the lady name? Joker, Joyce Myers. Hell, they all started at a place. I'm not comparing that, but people look at the pageantry of success. Just like Muhammad Ali said. He said, oh, I know what's wrong with you. He said, with y'all Negroes. Because when Muhammad Ali came back, when he joined the nation, he said, I'm going to come back and teach my people something. He said only until he came back as the heavyweight champion of the world. Forget him was a noble and a Muslim or Muslim, whatever you want to call it. He said, oh, when he came heavyweight champion and came to the community with the Rolls Royce and the Rolex out the window, then the Negroes want to hear him. And so I'm just using this. I'm just having fun. So I got to come to the neighborhood and stun on everybody in a Rolls Royce and a Rolex watch for people to hear me. That's what I got to do. I got to wear a whole bunch of chains and all this and come with a whole bunch of fallacy and say, hey, man, buy my program. And I can show you how to make this amount of money. That's what I got to do. That's what I got to do. I got to reinvent myself and tell y'all I'm reinventing myself to cause mass confusion and to cause people to have conversation about me. That's what I got to do. Because I'm not doing that. But that's what I'm saying, the nature of what we attach to when I said the niggardly stuff. And so once again, brothers and sisters, I give y'all honor. Please support. If you really want to learn how to support this and you really want to see the BBT grow as we continue to grow and accept donations to have our first brick and mortar, either in my city of Flint or wherever is prosperous, but preferably back in my city of Flint, because that's where I'm from. Man, my family has bloods in the streets. My baby brother, Akil Jelani Goodman Bay, lost his life in the city. My cousin, Miguel Swain, lost his life in the city of Flint, Michigan. It's so many things that's connected there. I graduated from Flint Northern, 1995. I want to see some things change in our city, especially the spirituality, especially what's going on in the city. And when we come together, y'all, we are political. We have a voice. We have a voice. Then we have an agenda. The city of Flint ain't nothing but this small. It ain't nothing but this big. My professor said, man, would you go back and be the mayor of city of Flint? I wouldn't want to, because I know damned if you do or damned if you don't with misnomer black people. You know, when you look at politics, all they doing is having a popularity contest or attacking people personally, the same way they do in a presidential elections. I'm so sick of all that. Every year, a president election, they spend millions and billions of dollars on trying to bash someone instead of telling them what they're going to do. If I'm trying to date you, a lady, I ain't going to be talking about you or hating on you. I'm going to be talking about what I'm going to do. Just like, hell, if I spent $1 billion on marketing and campaigning and still lose, and then everybody say, well, that's what they do. What I say, well, damn, well, it need to be some type of regulations on how much money you spend. Why? Because the people that donate and donors and politicians and these people, the black donors, whatever you want to call them, will donate $1 billion for a campaign. That tell me right there that we can change the world. That how? With an agenda. Because if you would support a politician and get billions and spend on campaign and advertising and pay Oprah and pay all these other people that's already rich, and you can't say they stole nothing because the money being spent, because that's what it's for. Damn, that tell me that this is a joke. And we do have the finances and we can make something happen. So I'm asking y'all, man, let's do something. Because look, look at the political campaign for the Democrat or Republican, but I'm just saying Democrat. I'm just using it as an eye scope. $1 billion from people, from donors, from people. I ain't say the $1 billion came from just black people, but misnomer black people gave, sororities, this, that, and the other, all that gave. What about us? What are we going to support? And that's what I'm talking about today. What are we going to support? We're not worried about what they're doing. Let them do their thing. Watch what we're going to do. And then the people that support and stand strong, nobody can separate us. Nobody can come in the middle of this. And I'm willing to stand strong. And I'm willing to give my life for what I believe. I'm willing to give my life for what I believe. Point blank. I'm willing to give my life for what I believe and stand strong for this. Let me take all of it. A lot of stuff be above people pay grades. Let me take on all that. Just like, and I'll leave y'all with this. When that Nick Cannon stuff came out, we was having a debate on the college campus, and all the European students, even the professors, was at the debate. And they was like, well, Nick Cannon, they know if they would have had you on there, no European Jewish professor or priest would have came on there to deny nothing, because I would have came with all their research. And they would have researched me before I even came on the show. And I would have used all their Jewish encyclopedias and told them exactly who they were from their teachings. I would have showed where that phrase anti-Semitic come from and who made it up and why. And they couldn't say nothing. These is facts. I don't have to deal with no conspiracy. I just use your book. And then what happened? Hey, well, can I talk to you in private? I don't think that should be exposed to the people because you are right. I know. That's why I say, man, our history must be taught. We must be taught our nationality and our divine creed that make us a complete fifth. That's what it is. And we should be wearing our fez. I don't even know where I put my, damn. We should be wearing our fezes in a proper setting. We should be wearing our turbans. I mean, our shemag or our turban or our kufi for self-identifying. If the European Jew wear his yarmulke and proud to, Islam Muslim wear his kufi, Indian wear his turban. Come on, Moors. And I leave y'all with that, man. I love everybody. And I'm telling y'all, it got to be a time where we got to start rising up. And I ask all my family and friends that know me, please support something that's real. And I gave y'all information out. And I love y'all, man. And if children are not the future, we are. We got to prepare them for the future. And we can't prepare them for the future if we don't teach them who they are and their divine creed and their nationality. And they are who their foremothers are and their forefathers are, without a doubt and without a contradiction. I love y'all and peace.